Hey everybody, I am Big Will, and today I have lifted some comic books from the internet, and we're going to see what I had. This is from the same person I bought for the last video. We're going to go over what they said the grade was, what I think the grade is as it sits, and if I think press cleaning would help it at all. And then after all that, we're going to go through and see, looking at GPA that I have pulled up in the background here, are any of these actually worth it? And also, if I know you and you want to join, the StreamYard link is in the chat right there. So, first off, we bought Incredible Hulk 324. This is the first return of the Gray Hulk, and you can see it's a homage. It's I believe Al Milgrom. It is Milgrom, not. Yeah, Al Milgrom after Kirby is what it says in the artwork there. He was doing this much like the Hulk #1 cover, and this is a return of the Gray Hulk. And it was said, or excuse me, it was sold for $10 as a VF. So that's about an 8.0. And I got to looking at this thing, and I got to be honest with you, I think it's a lot better than an 8.0. Now, is it a 9.8? I don't think so. But I do think it could be as high as a 9.6, maybe. Unless I looked at these like a couple days ago. So, unless I'm forgetting something, 9496. Now, is that worth getting graded, or do I need to just sell this thing raw? We'll get to that here in a little bit. But the next book, this one is awesome. Let me figure out where it is here, and I will let you know what grade he thought it was, and then I'll let you know what I believe the grade to be. Okay, he put it at fine, very fine, and a fine, very fine is a 7.0. And I have to say, I agree. I think the book's about a 7.0, maybe even a little higher. It can't go above an 8. It is definitely not able to go above an 8.0. But I would agree. I think it's probably a 7, maybe a 7.5. And the book is Daredevil 37. Excellent Daredevil versus Doctor Doom cover there. And as you can tell, this thing just looks really nice. I mean, really nice. And you can just see there the spine ticks, how there's like 3. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this thing is in nice condition. And with a press clean, like I said, I don't know if it can get much higher. It can't get above an 8, I guarantee. But I don't know if it'll actually help itself to have anything done. But it will probably guarantee it at a 7.0, maybe a 7.5, if I were to get it pressed and clean. Now, the next one that we have is a Todd McFarlane book. And let me get down to it here. I got to scroll through a bunch of stuff. But the Todd McFarlane book we have is was sold as a VF, and a VF is 8.0. And this is Amazing Spider-Man issue 298, the first Todd McFarlane on title. And it's a newsstand. No, excuse me, I didn't mean to rock the boat there. Now, this was sold as an 8.0, and after looking at it, I think it could be better. Press, clean, grade, I think it's probably a whole grade point, maybe a 9.0. You know, depending on this cover here, it's not above a 9.4. Definitely not above a 9.4, and I don't know if it could get that high, but I think it's more like a 9.0, unless there is foxing that I wasn't able to see. But anyway, I think that was a good deal. And it had been up there for a while. So it had a sticker of $50 on it. And then the next book I'm going to show had a sticker of 75 on it. And I managed to get both for $100. So we have the ASM 298, and with it came this book here. This is Fantastic Four 94, the first Agatha Harkness. Now, this is a great book. A lot of people like this book, especially it's now a key book. It used to not really be. But if we look here, and let me see if I can find it, I'll tell you the grade that they thought it was. And let's see here, where are you at? For some reason, it's hard to find this FF cover for me. I don't know why, but I have a tough time finding it because it looks similar to all the other FF covers. Oh, probably should have done this better, thought it through more. Here we go. They said very good to fine, and a very good to fine is about a 5.0. And I got to tell you, I don't disagree. I think it's about a 5.0, but I do see some things that with a grade and press, it could get help. Would it get enough help to raise the grade? I don't know, man. But it looks overall very good. The cover's great. I think it'll be a good book to sell. The only question is, should I sell it raw or graded? And like I said earlier, we'll look into that. Then we have this next book here, and this is the last one that I received, or excuse me, that I purchased. This is Incredible Hulk issue 330. Now, Incredible Hulk 330, I got this for $20. It is a newsstand, and the cool thing about this is the first Todd McFarlane art on a main Marvel title. And he did do the cover. He wasn't alone, but he did do the cover on this. I got it for $20, and it was graded as a VF. Very fine. A very fine is an 8.0. Now, I don't know if a press clean would actually help much, if at all. And there are some spine ticks on it. I believe it is, as stated, it is an 8.0. So that's cool. But I got it to have some McFarlane stuff because, McFarlane is starting to become like the Neil Adams or the Frank Miller. He's like one of those artists that everyone wants to collect, and have the books of. So I'm starting to try and make sure I have some of these. And he still signs. So this would be a good book to have him sign. And certain books, it doesn't really help it that much to get it signed because of the cost involved. This is one I think it would help to get signed as far as the value and such. And I'm probably not going to get it graded. But just in case I'm wrong on that, why don't we go and look up the GPA data for all this stuff and figure out what should I get graded, or should I just let it all be raw, or are we going to do some of each? So let me bring out the GPA, and we'll just go these in reverse order. So Incredible Hulk 330, we're going to look at that one. So let me get this typed in here, Incredible Hulk. I already have one Hulk number in there, so we'll just change the number to 330. All right, let's see. There we go. And I'm gonna tell you what it says just in case you can't see very well, so don't worry. All right, let's see. So we thought this might be it's probably an 8.0. So let's see what an 8.0 goes for. All right, well, there is one 8.0 that's sold in 2018, 22. So let's see if we can. Is there a 23 sale? Okay, we have a 9.0 newsstand, and this one is not a Martin Jewelers. So that we got to go up to the next one. So $46, which that right there tells me the signature is the only time this book would probably be good to get graded. So unless I'm getting it signed by Todd McFarlane, there's no point with this data here in getting this thing graded. So it'll be sold most likely raw unless I happen to still have it at a time that Todd is doing a signing. So we'll just set that book to the side. And by the way, I can't see anyone if you're commenting anything. And sorry for my chair. I'm a heavy load. It's all right. So next up is Fantastic Four 94. So let's see here. I think this one will be good to get graded. Maybe. I don't know. It's a bit iffy because it didn't become, except for the last few years, notable. No one really cared until then. All right. So we were thinking it was a 5.0. So let's see. Would it be worth it to get graded? Oh, look at all that red. That means the price went down. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, so January, it was $100 in a 5.0, 85 in 4.5, and wow, a 4.0 apparently is a pretty desirable grade. It last sold for $130. So that tells me that if I can maybe throw it in with some other stuff and maybe not have to pay extra to get it back soon, I might want to get it graded, especially, that TV series is supposed to be coming out. That should help the price of it. Or I might just sell it raw. That one's one I'd have to think on, but it's probably better to sell it raw. I mean, especially when you think about it, I have about $50 in it. So I probably might want to sell it raw or just wait. I'll have to think some more on that, unless anyone watching, if there is anyone watching, has an opinion on it. Let me go back. Let's see. Hey, Los, what's going on, man? What's up, brother? How crazy do you think the CGC in-house Alex Ross signing will be? Very. I'm not gonna. I don't even have anything to send. I wish I did, but that's going to be a mess. I mean, if we thought Todd McFarlane, might wreck the turnaround times and such, Alex Ross, are you kidding me? That's going to be even worse. And he's like the only other person, except maybe Stan Lee, who is dead. That'll be worse than Todd McFarlane as far as turnaround times and such. So I am prepared for the worst. We'll see what happens. And the modern is where that'll affect, because I think literally everything that Todd's ever done or Alex has ever done qualifies as modern. So, all right. So the ASM 298 we thought was an 8.0, but I think it could get up to a 9.0. So let's see. Okay, here we go. 9.0 newsstand. $89. Okay. So this is a modern. So it would only be another, say, $30 added on to what I paid. So with that, I'm probably still going to wait or maybe sell it raw. Better yet, this one I might definitely need to wait until he can sign it to really help. Let me go up here and add a signature series and see how much that affects it. So we saw a 9.0 for under 100 newsstand. Let's see a signed McFarlane newsstand in a 9.0 if we can find one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. 9.0 newsstand 9.0 160. That was 2 years ago. Let's see, is there anything earlier? Okay, here we go. 9.0 signed by McFarlane. $230. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere, and that's a standard, not a newsstand. So probably add another 100 onto that. So $330. So yeah, this is definitely a hold until I can get it signed for sure. So let's change it back to just Blue Label. And let me see. Anyone else stop in? No. All right, what we're going to do now is check the Daredevil book. And this one, I think we're going to like. Daredevil issue 37. Because of how high grade it is, this one I bet is going to be a nice chunk of change. Let's see. And we were looking at the 7.0. So let's see what 7.0 does. Okay, $142. That's all right, man. Now, if we can get it up to an 8, which is a little iffy, but possible, almost 200, and that was December. This 142's this month. Interesting. And then an 8.5 was 3, so okay. So this one's definitely get it press cleaned and graded for sure. But I don't know if I'll be doing that with CGC because it'll be $50 to get this thing graded, and that's not accounting for shipping or anything else. Plus, there's the cost I have into the book itself. So I might want to sell that one raw. I don't know. Last book we had to look up is, and this one I guarantee you is not worth it to get graded, but we're going to look it up anyway. Incredible Hulk 330. Oh, whoops, excuse me. Wrong book. 324. We already looked up 330. So I was thinking this one, we'll go with a 9.4. If we can manage a 9.4 on this thing, what kind of price are we talking here? Because it's a key, but it's a very minor key. Okay. Oh, $41. So this is definitely a sell raw like I thought it would be. So that's everything looked up. And that brings us to the end of the video. So it looks like there's only 2 books here that are worth it possibly to get not signed, but to get graded. And all the other books, it looks like a couple of them, if I get it signed, maybe get it graded, but most likely they're going to all be sold raw. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And keep on the lookout for the next time I buy some books. I think I did good, but this wasn't as a home run as you would normally want to try and get, but I think I got some good books. So again, thanks everybody for watching, and check the description for my link tree. I might have something on eBay for you. Short box. Check out the IG. Anyway,